Hey, this is Raulh. Please act right. The consequences of being a 304 in your 20s. For those of you all who don't know what a 304 is, take a calculator, type in 304 and turn it upside down. For all you ladies out there in your 20s, pay close attention to this video.
I'm really struggling with the idea of a relationship. Like on one side, like I really want to be in a relationship. I really want a boyfriend. I really want to be loved. I want the consistency. But then on this side, I really want to be a whore. I love the freedom that I feel. I love being able to have the freedom to hook up with whoever I want to if I choose to. I love being able to talk to men, flirt with men, whoever I want to. I love not having to worry about the drama that comes in with relationships, the petty argument, having to worry about how somebody else's day was. I like not ready for the pressure of a relationship, but then I want to be loved. I want to give somebody love. I want to spoil someone's son. I want to go on vacations. I want to have extra babies. I want to get married. I want to buy a house. But then at the same time, that seems so boring. That seems like really boring. Like, why would I do that when I can burn the city down with my friends? Why do that when I can black out every weekend? But I'm also scared because I'm like, what if I never get in a relationship?
Ladies, if you decide you want to go out there and have fun throughout your entire 20s, you are playing Russian roulette with the remaining years of your life. It's okay to go out there and have fun, but don't stay out there too long, or this is what you'll sound like in your 30s.
I am 37. Yes, I have twin daughters. They turned 14 this past Sunday. Yes, so...
Have you ever been married?
No, engaged.
So she's 37 years old, and she has two 14-year-old girls. So she had these children when she was 23. She's never been married, but she's been engaged twice. So what exactly was she doing in her 20s?
To be honest, in my 20s, what I was doing was just dating for fun. Dating, I'm going to be really blunt, dating like, rappers, athletes.
Did you notice? She said rappers and athletes, plural, meaning more than one. How much you want to bet when she was seeing these rappers and athletes, she was giving it up? Because you and I know, those guys make a lot of money and they have the pick of the litter. There's no way they're going to spend their time and their money on a woman that looks like this and she says she's not giving it up. If she tells them she's not giving it up, they'll look her up and down like she's crazy and yell, "Next!" Because honestly, women that look like her are a dime a dozen to those guys.
And by time I was ready to sit down, I was already in my 30s, and I'm like, oh shit, like I've done give away my most precious years to just partying and being on the scene. And now that I'm in my 30s, I'm trying to date and I really don't know what I like.
So here we have a woman who's almost 40 years old and she doesn't know what she likes. Why do you think that is? It's because she's subjected herself to so many different personalities of men. She never got the opportunity to sit down herself and find out who she is and what's important to her. And that's what happens when you're in your 20s and you're out 304ing. And that's why it's so dangerous for a woman to have a lot of men come in and out of her life, especially when she's in her 20s.
Did you go to college?
Yes, that's where I met their dad.
Baby daddy in college. Why don't y'all marry?
He was a Kappa who was all about partying and
Good enough to have babies with.
Yes.
But
4 years, yeah.
Did he want to marry you?
Yes, he did.
And you didn't marry him because?
Because he was still trying to, even after college, he was still trying to party and be a Kappa, and I was the...
Now, it's good that she came out of party mode early, which it seems that she came out of it by the time they were out of college. But the damage is already done to her because she doesn't know what she wants at 37 years old. But there's also another factor here which counts against her, and it's her looks.
I'm dating, so I do have male friends just in case I want to go to a concert or out to dinner. If I need anything fixed in the house, I just have a maintenance guy who just come through, a repair guy I know, who I pay to put my TV up.
She has multiple guys that she can call for multiple things. This has been bad for her mental development as far as what she really wants. I guarantee you, she has no less than 30 guys' phone numbers in her phone that she can call for just about anything she wants, and they'll come running. She's been getting by on her looks her entire life. And I guarantee you, if you took her looks away, she'd be completely lost. I mean, the proof is right here. She still looks great, and she ain't got a clue.
I agree. A lot of my male friends have been friend zoned. They wanted to sleep with me, but I friend zoned them. I'm trying to figure out what do I like, because for the past 4 years, I've been engaged twice. and they weren't the one.
How much you want to bet at least 2 of those guys that she's friend zoning would treat her well and do right by her? But she don't want those guys, because those guys, they don't make the kind of money that she's used to having guys spend on her. And this is where her biggest confusion comes in. She's trying to get the quality guy that has the biggest payday, but she's been ran through. And those type of guys, they don't want her anymore, especially a 37-year-old woman with 2 kids. And keep in mind, she doesn't even know what she wants. And her biggest problem is, she doesn't realize it yet, because her biggest enemy is her mirror. She still thinks pretty is gonna get her the guy she wants.
What do I need? I need a man to bring stability in my life. I need a man to profess, protect, and provide.
Well, that's a programmed answer. Where have I heard that before?
3 ways that a man shows a woman he loves us is called the 3 Ps. You provide, you profess, and you protect.
I just need a man who's consistently himself. Not just like, so my past 2 relationships is like they go hard and then once they got me, they fall off. So I just need a man to be consistent.
Now, who has to tell this 37-year-old woman that all relationships with men slow down? She's so used to different guys catering to her. She's living in a fairy tale in her mind, thinking that the fairy tale is ongoing throughout life. And we all know that once you settle in with someone, real life takes over. And it doesn't matter how much money he makes either. While she was being wined and dined by these rappers and athletes, they were showing her a great time because they wanted her to keep the WAP coming. When she stopped going around them, of course, they stopped spending money on her. But what she doesn't realize, that if she had stayed with one of those guys, they wouldn't have kept that same pace. Ladies, when you get into real life, that romantic Disney World fantasy that you see on TV does not continue. You're going to fall into a regular life, which most women like her will call boring.
Women with pretty privilege, I have really little to no sympathy for women like that, because you have more opportunities than most women and you mismanage.
You're right.
I mean,
and neither do I. See, her biggest mistake is she's letting every guy that she can use to her advantage have access to her, and she has access to them. Whenever she wants to go somewhere, she can just pick up the phone and call one of them, and they'll come and get her right away. She thinks that she's valued higher than she really is. See, she wants the shiniest quarter in the bunch, but as wife material, she only brings a nickel worth of value. And here's where she shows it. She thinks just like all the rest of them.
No, I expect a man to make as much as I do or more. 6 figures. He has to make at least over 140,000. I make good money and I started my own business.
See, she's saying he has to make at least as much money as she makes. How many women out there say the exact same thing? Millions of them. So here's another woman thinking that she deserves the cream of the crop man who makes top dollar simply because he can afford the lifestyle that she wants. And she believes her value and her character is equal to the amount of money that she makes. It does not work that way. It doesn't matter how much money she makes. It's all about her moral value. Now, she just said that he had to make 6 figures or more. And now, here comes the contradiction.
I need a man who makes less than I do, but who is loyal, who can give me everything I want, but he makes less than me.
Didn't she just say a few minutes ago that he had to make equal to or more than her? Now she's saying if he makes less than her, but he's loyal, then she could date him. But he has to give her everything she wants. I guarantee you, with her making $140,000 a year and having spent time with rappers and athletes, a man who makes less money than her cannot afford what she wants. And her biggest problem is she's putting her wants before her needs, which is what most women do. What she really needs is a man with stability. But she doesn't want that man because he's going to require her to follow his instructions, which she's not used to, and she will fight him to the very end.
No, you know why? Because when I had a quality man, I was like, oh my God, this guy is so boring. He want me in at a certain time. He doesn't want me at a guy's VIP. So I was like, you know what? It's over. But guess what? If I can go back and take that man back, I'll take him back. He was right.
See, she had a stable man in her life who didn't want her in the VIP section. What man wants his woman in the VIP section where the man is paying? He knows what that man is expecting in return. Notice she said he didn't want her dressing a certain way. No man wants his woman dressing provocatively and being in VIP because the man that's paying is expecting something in return. And like I said earlier, when the man puts his foot down, she's not trying to hear it because she wants to do what she wants to do. But It came back and it bit her in the butt. Because now she's saying she had a man with value. A man who put his foot down, trying to get her to understand that she should no longer be out there like that. And she couldn't see it then. She saw him more as being bossy and controlling. And you know how it goes. You don't tell me what to do. You ain't my daddy. But in reality, he was trying to get her in line with being a mother and wife material.
This was 3 years ago. I shouldn't be in no man's VIP. Things I shouldn't wear. So I'll take him back if I could.
But did you really not know that?
I didn't want to hear it. I wanted to do me.
She said this was 3 years ago. She's 37 years old now, which means she was 34 years old, still trying to be in VIP with rappers and athletes, dressing provocatively. What exactly was she trying to accomplish? She was hoping that one of those rappers or athletes would marry her and her problem would be solved. So she dumped the guy who put his foot down, and guess what happened? The guys who had her in VIP did their business with her and let her go. This is why I say women doing this ripping and running in their 20s is dangerous.
I came from dating Mr. Gorgeous. I came from dating Mr. Trainer. I came from dating Mr. Baller. I was flying here and doing this and that. And at the end of the day, all of them were players. 6 and 7 figure men running companies. Those are the only kind of men I was in relationships with. Boy toys. I played around thinking I was trying to be serious because of lust. And then you think, and now you want love and you're trying to compare it to lust. And that's not how love works. Because I had these standards, just like most of you, that were way up here because I had all these experiences that created an appetite. It created a false standard in my life of what I thought I deserved or what I thought I needed. But yet it was a false standard because none of them were men of God. None of them literally had their values. They weren't good husbands and fathers and brothers. Literally, these men lacked all the values that really matter in a marriage.
So for all you younger women in your 20s, go ahead and run the streets if you want to. There's a huge price that the majority of you will pay for it. Look at it this way. If you spend 10 years, from 20 years old to 30 years old, being a 304, the trade-off is going to be really unfair. This is what I mean. Let's say you live to be just 70 years old. By the time you stop running the streets at 30, if you haven't found the right guy, you may spend 40 years alone. Those 10 years, they'll fly by, but those 40 years are long and hard. Believe me, I guarantee you, she's already feeling it. So, if you find the right guy by 25, you better go sit your ass down somewhere. Hey, somebody had to tell you, and I love you, so it might as well be me. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to get notified when I post a new video. I post a new video every week. And in the meantime, will you please act right? My name is Raulh. See you in another video. So if you enjoyed this video, check out one of these 2 videos right here. I'm sure you'll enjoy them too. And if you like, you can visit my channel. I have plenty of videos there. Go ahead. Don't be scared.